Welcome to the USA Playbook Podcast. I'm Nzube and I'll be your host. In 2016, I graduated from the University of Nigeria with a dream of studying in the USA, but I had no money. Fast forward a few years, I've gotten 4 scholarships and I'm doing a fully funded PhD in the state of Georgia. Here, we only see possibilities. We're in pursuit of getting scholarships so that we can relocate to the USA to experience better opportunities for ourselves and our families. So come with me and other international students as we tell you the secrets and hold nothing back. Every week, we discuss scholarships, getting visas, getting jobs, or even the ultimate goal of getting a green card. We are here to help you relocate and thrive in the USA, a land of opportunities. This is the USA Playbook Podcast. Joining me today is Sodiq, a PhD student at the University at Albany. You're welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you so much, Nzube. It's so nice to be here with you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for being with us today. So, just to get things started, can you introduce yourself to everyone? Your name, the country you're originally from, what you're currently doing, and which state are you located in?
Okay. Hi, everyone. So nice to be here. And it's so nice to share my story with you all. My name is Sodiq Abiodun Ambali. So first name, middle name, and last name. The first name is Sodiq. The middle name is Abiodun. And my last name is Ambali. So I'm currently a second year PhD student at the Rockefeller College of Public Affairs at the University at Albany, New York. So I'm in the state of New York. I'm a PhD student. Yeah, I think that's all. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. PhD student, state of New York. Country are you originally from? What country are you originally from?
Okay. I'm a Nigerian from Nigeria. A proud Nigerian. A proud one.
Okay, all right, thank you. So let's go back to Nigeria. Where did you have your first degree? What did you study? Let's get your journey, academic background.
Yeah, so I studied public administration at the Obafemi Awolowo University, OAU, which is also known as the only African university. So I graduated from OAU, I think 2016. Yeah, so I studied public administration. Then from there, I went to NYC. I served in the Kano State Polytechnic, Kano.
Okay, Kano. Oh.
Yeah. I worked with GT Bank. I was an employee of GT Bank for 2.5 years. Then from there, yeah, I'm in the United States.
Welcome. Okay, so what then piqued your interest? So when you finished your bachelor's from Obafemi Awolowo University, what's stirred your interest in studying abroad?
Yeah, basically, I would just say it is my dream. Like growing up from a financially disadvantaged family, I feel like education gave me a platform. It gave me a chance to do like a lot of things, even at like that young age, that young career, living above my Awolowo University, working with Guarantee Trust Bank. So I could see a lot of opportunities. So I felt like why should I stop? I've already started this journey. There is no need to stop. Let me just keep learning. Let me keep going higher and higher. So that's like the dream. I wanted to keep developing my potentials. I wanted to keep enjoying the opportunities which education gave to me.
I strongly agree with that, and it's one of the things that drive me personally. Like this thing that you said, that education is really a key. It's really a tool out of whatever financial situation, level of discomfort. I believe in it a lot, and like this is the reason behind this YouTube channel, the podcast, the things that I do to like bring as much education as possible to our people. Because really, if you know better, you will do better.
Sure.
Yes, and education opens you to so many opportunities. So when you were applying, like to study abroad, this dream that you had, was it just the US you were applying to, or did you explore other countries?
No, And I was in the application pool, if there's something like that. I was in the application pool for 2 years. So I was just applying. So in the early stage of my application years, I was just applying to UK schools because UK schools, you could apply to UK schools without application fee. So I was
Yes,
just
yes.
sending in my applications and the admissions were coming in. I got admissions at the University of Sunderland, Barnsley, like a lot of schools. So like that gave me a lot of motivation. Like, okay, I think I have some things that is being required in those schools. So let me just keep on applying. However, I realized that there was no funding. And
Mm,
my salary then could not even like maybe buy me a flight to leave Nigeria, let alone pay my school fees.
yeah.
So I'm like, no, I think I need to stop applying to the United Kingdom. Okay, so where is the funding? That was when I feel okay. I think the United States is like the capital of funding, the capital of education funding in the world. That's where I just took my focus from the United Kingdom to the United States.
I want to echo what you said again. I really hope it didn't fly over the our heads when you said the United States is the capital of education funding. Like
Yeah,
it is, it's
yeah,
really so true. There's
yeah,
really no other country in the world that gives as much educational funds as US does.
yeah, yeah,
Yes, it's just a fact. And as you're just sharing your story now, it is funny to see that the last three people that have been on the podcast, the last two, including yourself, three, all apply to UK universities. Like,
I think that's just like the starting point because you need a form of motivation. You need someone, you need something to give you a signal like, okay, guy, you are doing well. Your
yeah,
profile is okay. We need you over here. So that gives a form of motivation that if I can have five, six, seven admissions from school in the United Kingdom, yeah, why not just try other countries? I think I have what it takes.
so that's the hack. That's the hack. If you are feeling discouraged, you need motivation. You can just find UK schools, no application fee,
Yeah.
apply there. The admission comes like within 1 week. It comes really fast.
And the good thing is that I have and I had then and I still have a lot of great people like that were ready to write recommendation letters for me because that's
Okay.
also like another thing because when you keep telling people please I want to apply to 10 schools and people keep submitting recommendation letters for you, it can be
Mm,
somehow tiring for them to. But I have great people in my corner that okay, I will just send them an email or call them, sir, I've submitted this application. They say, Sodiq, I've seen it. Okay, I'm submitting it now. So that also helps me like, okay, let me keep going. I have people supporting me back there. So I just
nice.
keep submitting. I have people in my corner just submitting the recommendation letter for me too.
Okay, nice. All right, let's talk about the schools that you apply to. So, um, you now start looking towards the US, the capital of funding. Which schools did you now apply to when you were applying to the US for your masters?
So for my master's, basically I applied to three schools. I applied to the University of Delaware, I applied to the University of Kentucky, and I applied to the Bowling Green State University, BGSU, which I eventually went to.
Okay, okay. I'm hearing some people in the chat saying that like if your volume can be higher. Although I can personally hear you, but
Okay,
like some people.
I'm going to speak louder.
Okay, okay. So you said University of Delaware.
Yeah, then University of Kentucky and Bowling Green State University.
And which program was it for? Like in Delaware.
Yeah, Masters of Public Administration, MPA program. So for the O3, MPA,
Okay,
Master.
MPA for the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, for the O3,
So
yeah.
let's see if we can just show like one of them. So this is University of Delaware. So this was the program you applied to.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, Masters of Public Administration. Okay. Then you also said Bowling Green State University,
Bowling
and
Green
that
State.
was the one you finally went to.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
And yeah, so this is also the one you went to. All right. So
yeah.
these are schools that people can also apply to and get admitted, hopefully, since a fellow Nigerian studied here. And okay, that's nice. Let's move on. Okay, thank you for sharing those schools. So did you get admitted in all of them? All three of them?
I gained admission into two. That's Bowling Green State University, obviously, and University of Kentucky. But for University of Delaware, I didn't even hear back from them up till today. So I just
Wow.
assumed that. Trust me, like
They just
sometimes I just
moved
think
on.
about it. Like, did this school even like check my application? Like that, and that was the only school I applied without paying application fee. So there's something
Okay.
at the back of my head, like maybe it's because I didn't pay application fee. Although that's not true. That's not true. Like there are a lot of schools, there are a lot of people that apply to schools without paying application fee. So I didn't hear back from them. So I'm just seeing it as a denial.
Okay. Okay. So, what was your profile like by the time you were applying to the schools? Like, what was your profile? What would you even say after telling us what your profile was like? What would you even say were your strong points at the point of applying?
So my profile, BSc degree holder public administration. So I'm also applying for Masters in Public Administration, which is just like
On
continuation.
the same line. Mm.
Yeah, in the same line. First class graduate of public administration.
Okay.
Then I did
So first
IELTS.
class means, let me just say for people that don't know, first class means you got higher than 4.5 over 5.0, which is like higher than 3.6 over 4.0. Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
So first class in public administration. Then I did IELTS. I did GLE.
Wow.
Then
Okay.
yeah, I did GLE. I did IELTS. Then I have like let me just call it some voluntary experience. Like doing NYC, I was in the ICPC CDS group. So
Okay.
I was volunteering. I was doing a lot of voluntary experience, and also I had a lot of leadership experience too. I served as the president of my department while I was in school. That's Department of Public Administration. Then I was a member of the House of Parliament, which is like the legislative arm of the department. So
Okay.
yeah. Then also like as at then I had like 2, 3 years of work experience because I was working with GT Bank. I was an employee of GT Bank.
Okay.
Then which other thing? Yeah, basically that's all. Yeah. Then also,
Wow.
yeah, basically that's everything. Basically that's everything. Yeah.
Okay. So you had, I would say this is a a very strong profile actually, because you had the first class, a high GPA.
Yeah.
You also wrote tests.
Yeah. Yeah.
So IELTS and GRE, although like the IELTS, I really would recommend people write that down, especially if you finish from Nigeria, Ghana. A lot of schools with those English tests for our country. And then you wrote the GRE. That's interesting. What motivated you to write the GRE?
Yeah. I feel like almost everything in life is competitive because we have
Mm,
like, if not close or over 1 billion people, then the resources we have in life are always limited just from basic knowledge of economics. So we are competing for this thing. So
mm,
even in the groups that I'm in Nigeria, I know a lot of people with first class also going for the same degree I want to get
right.
in. And
Right.
these schools cannot they cannot admit everybody. So they need to admit the best among the best. So how do I prove that I'm the best? I need some things to show as signals. I need to show them, okay, I'm a first class, not just a first class. I have GRE, not just GRE, I have IELTS, not just IELTS. I have work experience with
Experience.
banks in Nigeria. I have great people writing letter of recommendations for me. Like, so, like, I just like, I want to be competitive. I want to put myself out there. I want to show, okay, I have this thing. Most of these things was like, they don't mean that I'm going to be the best. They are just serving as signals. Like, yeah, I have these things. So it's just
Yeah.
to be competitive. Just to be competitive.
Yeah, like this is also one of the reasons why I recommend the GRE. I don't know. So a lot of people don't share the same opinion with me, especially on this whole GRE thing. But this is one of the reasons why I recommend it a lot. Yes, there are people who I know that came here well funded. They didn't write the GRE. Yes, but like it just helps you have a good GPA already to be more competitive. Your GPA
Yeah,
is not so good to even show that I
yeah,
have something good about my
yeah,
profile.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that is one of the reasons why I like the GRE. And you mentioned the leadership experience that you have and some other things that you've done. And I was really just like thinking through it as you were talking about it now, that this experience is you practicing the course. So even leave out your banking work experience, the leadership that things that you did. This is you practicing public administration. right? So I really see how you would have told that wonderful story in your statement of purpose of
Yeah,
how these experiences were what you were doing. So
yeah,
let's talk about Bowling Green State University. The two admissions that you got, did they both give you scholarships, or how was it like?
yeah. So sorry, before I answer that question, let me I'm just trying to chip in something about GRE before I'm going to forget again.
All right.
About GRE, I used to advise people to write GRE too, because schools will even tell you no, like GRE is optional, IELTS, we've waived it for Nigerian students. Yeah, perfect. Like it's very perfect. I have a lot of guys, a lot of my friends in the United States. Some of them are even studying like they came in using a direct PhD without masters from Nigeria
Bachelor's to PhD, yeah, that's a huge possibility.
without GRE. Yes, it's like that. But you cannot even compare yourself with them. You don't know the kind of profile they have. You don't know what they've done. You don't know the experience they have. You don't know
Yeah.
the GPA or CGPA
Whether
they
they have
they use.
publications.
You understand? Just for you to be competitive, if you can, I understand the exchange rate is so frustrating. The cost of GRE now is $220. That's like
Mm,
close to 300,000 naira. So I understand,
a
but
lot of money, yeah.
if you can, the best thing is for you to like sit for these exams. And the good news also is that we have a lot of organizations that are ready to like sponsor Nigerian students. We have the Michael Taiwo Scholarship, we have the ISF, I think ISF or ISI. So if you can try to search for this organization, okay, Michael Taiwo Scholarship, when will the application be opened? Applied, hopefully you'll be one of the successful applicants. Michael Taiwo Scholarship is paying for I think GRE and IELTS or I think even including application fee. So just
Wow.
try to do this thing. So if you can pay with your money, but if you can't, then try to look for organizations that pay. There's even I think there's also like another organization that also like make payment for this thing in the United States, but I think I can't remember the name now. So just try. If you can pay, or if you can't, try to look for these organizations too. But I understand that it's not also everybody that will be like successful. Like Etawo can pay for everybody. Yes. That's
Yes.
like, okay, I've done my best. Then put in your best application. So
So you
sorry.
mentioned two. You thank you for this scholarship that you mentioned. You mentioned Michael Taiwo scholarship.
Yeah.
Then you mentioned another one.
I think ISF.
Okay,
ISF.
ISF. Okay.
Yeah, I think so. I can't really, yeah, I think either ISF or ISI. I can't really remember. Like, but I think
Okay.
like one of the two, yeah.
Let me
So
just
what?
make sure I'm showing it. So this is what
Yeah,
he mentioned. Michael Taiwo's scholarship. They handle GRE, IELTS application fee for some people, not everybody. So you
right.
would apply, and if you are selected, yes, then they would cover that for you. And then ISF. Yes, thank you so much for sharing
Yeah,
this. I probably just leave this on the screen for a while
yeah,
so that people can take note of it. Okay, so we're talking about scholarships.
yeah.
Which of the schools gave you scholarship?
So basically, I got my first admission from University of Kentucky. But the way it worked out was when I after getting the admission, the school was like, "Yeah, we have limited funding, but there are a lot of job opportunities within the campus. There are a lot of institutes, a lot of organizations, like school affiliated body within the school. So applied there, I applied but there was like a lot of delays, like back and forth. Who is going to pay
Mm,
what between the departments and the institutes? So I don't know if to say maybe I got scholarship there because there was no settlement. And it was getting towards the time like, okay, if you don't do your visa interview now, you know how US visa interview is. If you don't do your visa interview within a stipulated period of time, you usually forfeit leaving Nigeria at that moment. You have to like go for the next admission cycle. I was just like, okay, I think I'll just, you guys are undecided. I'll just go to Bowling State University, which gave me like 85% scholarship then and a stipend
nice,
that
nice.
covers like part of the like the whole 15%. So I don't like I will surely not divine that as a fully funded. It is 85% and the stipend like yeah, the stipend surely covers the remaining 50%, but it's not fully funded as per I'm also paying something back out of my own stipend. So I got one scholarship from Bowling Green State University, then from University of Kentucky. I couldn't wait to get to hear from them. So I just sent an email to the professor. Like, yeah, I'm so sorry. Like I have to like go
Go
with
ahead
this.
with Bowling Green. Okay.
Yeah, because of
Okay.
the time and everything.
Okay. I was actually going to ask you if they finally now go back to you later.
No.
Whether
I
you
had to
had
I had to send them an email because like I don't know, maybe there's someone that is also like on the wait list. So
wait
when I
list. Okay. Yes, that's true. That's true. That makes a lot of sense.
yeah.
Okay. So this scholarship that you got from Bowling Green, can you like tell us more about it? I believe it's a grad assistantship. So like,
Yeah.
what type of GA were you? What were your responsibilities? That kind of thing. Or was it just
Yeah.
free money? They just
No, no, no,
sorry,
no, 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 no,
take free
no.
money.
No, it was not a fellowship. I had a fellowship at the American University in Cairo before leaving Nigeria though. So I had a
Okay.
fellowship at the American University in Cairo. So that was like free money per se. I wasn't doing anything. I was just
You're
attending class.
studying for free.
Like I was being paid for being a student, which is like very, very sweet. Very,
I
very
like
sweet.
that.
Very, very sweet. But in BGSU, I was a research assistant. I was working in the Office of Academic Assessment.
Okay.
So it was actually about collating student results, try to analyze it, try to like make projections. Okay, these students are failing in these classes. What can be the cause? Like just to analyze it, right? Like yeah, that's like basically what I was doing.
Okay. 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 Then let's just backtrack a little. Your visa interview experience before you came over to the US, how was it? Which embassy did you do it in? And then how was the interview like? Do you remember some of the questions you were asked?
Yeah, I think I went. It was okay. I went to Abuja.
Okay.
Fun fact, that was like the first time of me flying a plane like from Lagos to Abuja
Wow.
and back. Like
Oh.
I went to Abuja, I did my interview in Abuja,
And after that flight, you now did
and
at
I
least
did
12 hours to the US.
yeah. I did from Nigeria to Qatar, then from Qatar to Chicago, yeah, then from Chicago.
Okay. Okay. Wow. Okay, so tell us more about the like interview experience.
The questions were chilled. I like yeah, I was a bit nervous, like yes, visa, like yeah, but at the
Yeah.
back of my mind, I was still like having this form of confidence, like yeah, 3 months or 4 months before my visa interview date, I was just moved to my favorite department in GT Bank. I was just moved to the HR department. So I'm
Okay.
like, if you don't give me the visa, man, I'm going back to my job. I love my job. And also I have a fellowship from the American University in Cairo. So I was doing my master's too at the American University in Cairo, my master's of public policy. So like if you don't give me the visa, I'm going back home. I'll keep being an employee and I'll keep being a student. So which is just like yeah. But I was nervous and I was being so hopeful, like yeah, I hope I get it. So and at the end of the day, I think one of the first set of questions I was asked is like, yeah, um, what is your career plan? I know like one of the things I tell people like if you are being asked questions, the best thing you should do is always go ahead with your strongest points. So one of those things like yeah, I'm a first class graduate of public administration, so I'll be back. Like yeah,
You sell yourself, right? It
yeah,
doesn't
you
get
get,
deep
get,
now.
that. That's like one of my strongest points then. So if first class graduate of public administration, so I'll be back to my department to be a lecturer, blah blah blah. So yeah, wow.
I really appreciate your like your expression and your honesty. There was a point you mentioned which I really don't want us to miss. Yes, you said when you were going for the interview, at the time you were in your favorite department at work.
Yeah.
And so you were going with the mindset of whether I get it, whether I don't get it, I'll be fine.
Yeah,
I can
yeah,
come back here, I'll still be enjoying myself. I'm still getting we're still doing something at the Cairo
yeah,
American
yeah,
University right here. So
yeah, yeah,
doing the work and getting that degree alongside.
yeah, yeah.
If I'm to really mention one thing that helped me personally get my visa approved, this is what it is. Yeah, honestly speaking, this is what it is. I've written sometimes online about getting rid of desperation, and some people like came back at me and were like, was
Yeah,
it just desperation and all that? But really, desperation makes you act a certain way.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah,
yes, they don't trust your intentions of
yeah, yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to just go to study, get my degree, this will help me advance my career and all that, come back
yeah,
home, that
yeah.
kind of thing. Desperation, you can't paint that story. It's
Sure,
like I need to leave.
sure, sure.
I'm being chased. I need to leave, that kind of thing. And I really appreciate the fact that you mentioned it. That you mentioned it. Okay. So fast forward, you now came into the US. What were like some of the culture shocks that you experienced when you were here? So the weather, the food,
I
what?
think for the weather, I think like I was cool. I know for most people in Nigeria, you already have an idea, maybe from watching Hollywood, you have an idea of the weather, you have an idea of at least most things. And you have an idea about the food. I think the food gap is also being bridged by a lot of good restaurants, Nigerian restaurants. So like
Yes.
I think the two major culture shock, like the first thing I would say is like email, use of email. There was a class I was in, so the
Oh,
lecturer was
wow.
talking about communication. So she
Okay.
was just like, yeah, mail, mail. So she was saying mail. But as a Nigerian, the first thing that when you mention mail, the first thing that comes to my head is email because our mailing system in Nigeria is not working as like I
Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah. The paper mail system. Yes.
yeah, it's not working. So the lecturer kept on mentioning mail, mail. In my head, I was converting it to email, email, email. So everything she was saying, I could not see any fit between the mail she was saying and the point she was trying to put under the advantages of mail communication. I'm like, so I went to meet her. She was like, no, I meant paper mailing, like USPS. And
Wow.
I'm like, wow, it's just because I'm in Nigeria. Like we don't we like I think NIPOST is working now, but as at then it was not effective at all. So that was like one like trying to distinguish between meaning of words because I have one particular meaning in my head because of the way I've lived my life and
Mm.
another meaning. I think another culture shock is the use of the word garage sale. Garage sale. I know you've seen a lot of that. Like,
Yes.
trust me, the first day I saw that thing, I was
Oh.
just thinking, wow, smart guy. Why is this guy selling his garage? Why is this selling? I swear that was like the first thing in my head. Why is this guy
Wow.
selling his garage? Then I just left. The next weekend again, now they do this thing like in summer. The next
Mm.
weekend again, I saw garage sale. I'm like, wait, is everybody in this country?
Where is everybody that is in the garage?
Why are you selling your garage? Why did you buy a very big garage before? Like, then I had to like just I checked Google and like, wow, so this is what garage sales mean. I'm like, wow,
Oh,
It's
nice,
just like
nice.
the culture shock is mostly about like meaning of words, what it means here. Like,
Okay, okay. Awesome, awesome. Wow. That was really funny. Um, so let's now talk about your PhD.
okay,
Let's not talk about your PhD. So, at the time you were applying for your masters, you just applied for three universities.
yeah.
Then you graduated and you were now going to go for PhD. How was that application process like? How many schools did you apply to?
I applied to 6 schools.
Whoa.
Let me
Okay,
just
so you now doubled it.
double what I did for my masters. Yeah, so I applied to 6 schools. I got two admission and two scholarship, and I got four deniers. So like two admissions and scholarship, four deniers.
Hmm. Wow. Okay. Two admissions, two scholarships, four denials. Wow.
Yeah.
Um, can you go ahead? Like the schools, was it the same
Yeah.
profile that you
Yeah.
were applying with?
I think it's just basically like, the same profile. At least I can't delete my profile now. I just added some things on it.
Yeah, I
I
wanted
just
to know if
added,
you added anything extra.
yeah, I just added some things on it. Like, yeah, for my MPA degree, I had 4.0 over 4.0. Then I did an internship at United Nations. Then
Okay.
like I had some voluntary activities too, like serving in my department. I was my department representative at
Mm.
the Bowling Green Senate. So I was a senator for my department, and I think
Oh,
one of
wow.
the experiences too. So I think like that was just basically it. So I just built on what I had left. So
Okay, so you are currently at the university at Albany.
yeah, I
Okay,
applied to University at Albany. Then I applied to Wayne State University. So those are like these two schools that gave me admission and scholarship. Then I
okay.
applied to Cornell University, University of Michigan, that one too. I applied to Michigan State University, and I applied to University of Nebraska, Omaha. Yeah,
Okay, okay, Nebraska.
those are the six schools.
Let's just see the one that you applied to. Sorry, the one that you're currently in,
Yeah,
which is this University at Albany, and this is the School of Public Policy. So this is the degree you're currently getting,
yeah,
PhD here. Okay, so for those watching, you're interested in public policy, you have a fellow Nigerian, fellow African, fellow international student studying in this school, studying in this university. So you see that this is also one of the places you can apply to. This is particularly the program that Sodiq here is doing. All right. Okay, so the two scholarships you got, were they fully funded or
yeah,
you
yeah,
still had
yeah,
some?
yeah, yeah. They are both fully funded. Yeah, I got like scholarship, but at Wayne State University, I got a fellowship. But
Okay.
the issue is also like they got back to me late, so I got this one first. I'm like, okay. And you know, like in PhD applications, they tell you, okay, well, this is an offer. Are you accepting it? Are you rejecting it? So when they gave me the offer, I waited like 1 week and I'll just go with this. So I accepted the offer. I think Wayne State University offer actually came like before I accepted this offer, but sometimes you try to like compare a lot of things, do a
Yeah,
lot
compare
of like
factors,
yeah,
location.
location, the school, the ranking of the college you are going to, like,
Yeah.
so like, yeah, I'll surely like pick this one. So that's why
Okay.
I picked the Rockefeller College.
Okay, so what's as an international student, like what has been your best experience so far as an international student?
I think I love the diversity as an international student. Like you are being seen among the minority, which is obvious. So I love the diversity. People from Ghana, people from other parts of Sub-Saharan Africa, people from other parts of the world. You trying to mix with them. You share
Yeah.
your ideas. Like, okay, we have some common problems, so we try to come together, try to bring our perspectives and idea. Okay, this is how we solve our common problems: terrorism, climate change, like a lot of things. So I think I love that aspect about being an international student because like your perspective, your ideas, they are always being needed. So like I love that. Even though we also have some peculiar problems and issues, which yeah we need to like solve them ourselves. But there are also like a lot of common problems. Can you
Mm.
hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, but we can't see you.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
now we can see you. Yes.
Yeah, so we have like some common problems which we have to like come together, share ideas and solve. Yeah, I think I love that. Yeah, I love that about being an international student.
All right, that's great. I can't, like, the amount of people that I've met personally, the amount of people from different countries.
Yeah,
There is no possible way I would have stumbled into them if we were back in Nigeria.
yeah,
Yes, meeting people from different countries is really one of the highlights of being here. So,
I think
based on your, go
sorry.
ahead.
It's always cool, like when you know things, when you know places, when you know things beyond what you've known before, like the food, the
Yeah,
culture, the
yeah,
the language, the definition of things, the meaning attached to things, the way people just tend to live their life. So I feel like that makes us like a better man when you like gain a lot of things different from what you are used to. So I feel like
yeah.
it's just so nice.
So, what do you miss? What do you miss the most about Nigeria?
Yeah, I miss a lot of things, but I think basically, apart from the things, I miss a lot of people. I miss my wife. I miss my family.
Wow,
I miss my friends.
wow,
Is the distance is always there. I've only seen my parents like once for the past 3 years. I've only seen my wife like once. I've only seen my sisters once. My
wow.
friends too, obviously once. So like that's the connection. Talking on phone, is absolutely so different from being together.
In-person conversation, yes.
Like, especially someone like me, I love soccer, I love football, so I can't play soccer virtually with my guys again. So it's just talking on the phone, talking about Chelsea, talking about soccer, talking about other things. But the physical connection, we can never take it away because we are humans, we are human beings. So like, we can never take that feeling away. So I think I miss that like the most. Yeah, I miss people. I miss like I miss many.
No.
Yeah.
Really nice. The last two people that have been on the show, mostly the thing that they were missing, apart from people, was the food. Or the food, but you really stayed very heavy on the people
Yeah.
that you're missing, which is really nice.
I think basically, I'm not so. I see. I'm a foodie, but I'm not so heavy on maybe traditional food. And also, I feel like if you want to eat like Nigerian dishes, there are also like a lot of restaurants here, even though it is a.
Yes, that's true.
So I feel like I can bridge that gap. I can just go out there, go and eat ikwobi, go and eat fufu, go and. So like I can
So
do that.
wow.
But I cannot just. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to Nigeria. I'm just going to Ibadan, Lagos. I can't do that again. So, but
Mm.
food. Yeah. I'm not a bad cook myself, So,
Based on your experience so far, will you recommend anyone watching us now to consider studying in the US?
absolutely. Like I said at the beginning of this show, the US is like the headquarters, just like the capital of education funding. And if there's a place where I feel and I believe that your dreams can come to, if it is like towards the education part, I feel like the United States is a place for it. And basically, like me, I'm in the United States because like my career, my discipline, it was being created or built from the United States. So if you want to like have that kind of part, the best place for you to have is it is in
In
a
the
country
United
like
States,
the
yeah.
States, yeah. You meet people, their institutions. The US has like headquarters of most international organizations, most big companies. The economy is big. The population is just like so. The number of schools, number of funding opportunities. So I feel like this is just the best place to be. This is the best place to be.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's now go through the chat
Okay.
and see if you have any questions, you can drop them in the chat. Let's see what's on. Okay, so Lillian says, "Yeah, here we go again for another round of enlightenment." Yes, thank you, Lillian. We're always here every Saturday to bring great stories of international students like yourself and myself. Okay, Abiodun says, "Hello, Nzube and Sodiq. Thank you so much for this session. I'd like to inquire if you provide any form of mentorship for prospective applicants." So me personally, I have a course where I mentor people through, which is you can get through this link bit.ly/scholarship accelerator. So if you go here, you can join in and go through the whole like it's 6 hours, 14 steps, the whole step-by-step guide of getting US scholarships, which this has been changing people's lives, really. Yes. All right. TFE says, great conversation. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you so much. Olawale says, I'm happy to be learning from my boss, Mr. Ambali Sadiq, who has been a mentor to many young people in the scholarship journey. Thank you for organizing this program. Yes, thank you, Sadiq, for sharing the wonderful insights
Yeah, thank
that
you.
you've.
I think for mentorship, like I'll just advise people like Nzube, they have this platform, they have like the mentorship platform. You can surely gain a lot of things. But if you think like you need like an additional, I won't even call it mentorship, it's just maybe a form of guidance. I'll be so happy. Shoot me an email. My email is just Ambali, my surname dot sodiq@yahoo.com. You can send me like I'll be so happy to review your document for you to discuss with you. Like anything. Let's talk and the world is always great and a better place to be when we help ourselves. So I'm always available on LinkedIn. So like that's like my best platform. So like just send me, ask questions. But I feel like the best bet is like they should use platform of people like Nzube. The platform is like well created, well planned. My own is more of an informal, like we just chat, inquire.
So I hope I'm getting the email address right.
Yeah, perfect, perfect.
Ambali.sodiq@yahoo.com. Okay, so feel free to, if you're watching this, feel free to reach out to him. Um, all right, I'll leave that on a while. Let me move through some others. Okay, so Parker's Design Space says, how can I get my prof to send 5 different recommendations to 5 different schools? Go ahead, let me leave that to you.
Okay, okay, okay. So basically, like sometimes, like I said, it can be so tiring, especially for even for you submitting the applications and for those people providing the recommendation letter. The first thing I would say is that try to build a positive and a good relationship with people, your lecturers, your co-workers, your boss at work, your supervisor at work. Try to build a positive relationship with them. Like, I won't say I built a positive relationship because that would be as if I'm taking the place. I'm saying, yeah, I'm a good guy. I'm building. No, no, no. But at least I just strive as much as I can to like do my best in relationships, like with people. And once you build that, even when you leave school, don't be the guy like that who doesn't respect lecturers, who doesn't maybe give back to lecturers in terms of respect, in terms of your time and the likes. So you need to build that relationship. So when you build a relationship on something, when you now need them, they will surely be so happy to like give back. So they won't, it is stressful, but they won't mind the stress of even submitting 15, 20 applications. They know that it
Mm,
is like a win. You are
mm.
representing the school, you are representing them, you are representing Nigeria, you're not just representing your surname. So like make sure you build a great relationship with these people. Be a great person, be a good person, and back out of that when you have the recommendation letter and also carry them along. Sir, this is my dream, this is my goal, this is my plan. I might need to apply to more than 4 schools, more than 5 schools. One thing I think you can also do is also like have like a draft of recommendation letters, like different recommendation letters. Because if you are asking me to write a recommendation letter for you, and I don't like, maybe I don't even know you that well. Even if I know you that well, I want to take the easiest route to
Yes,
just
yes.
type like 2 paragraphs for you. Nzube is a great guy. Admit him. Full stop. But because like maybe I also have a lot of things to do. So me having to sit down and type like 2 pages recommendation letters for you might be like a lot of stress on me.
Stressful,
But
yeah.
if you give me something like Sodiq, this is like a draft. I'll be so happy to like edit it, reshape it, reorganize it, and also add my own input and submit it. So with that, I won't mind submitting 20 recommendation letters, especially if I can just do like a general recommendation letter, like, okay, my student or my friend is or so is applying to this school. I'm not being specific. Once I get the link for recommendation, I'll just attach it.
Send
I
it
will send
there.
it. So, yeah,
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You really mentioned a lot of things in response to this question, one of which is relationship building.
yeah,
It's very important. Like investing in this relationship with these professors, this is one of the things that will make them willing to support you. Yes, and you also mentioned something about you're not just representing yourself. They
yeah,
know that
yeah,
you're representing Nigeria.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Funny story. So in my PhD program, we usually write like qualifying exams after first year.
Mm.
Yes,
After first year,
yes, after first year. So in a in a couple of other places, usually after second year, but ours
yeah,
is
after
after
second
first
year.
year. And so I'm currently in third year in the program. So wrote it, did very well. Yes, in short, did very well, broke from a record. And then there was a Nigerian that came the set after into
Yeah.
the program, and one of the lecturers was like, "One of your people
Hmm.
scored this. He was my best student
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
session. That I hope you would also do something like that." So they're looking at me from the lens of this guy is representing Nigeria,
Yeah.
and even people that even like from Nigeria or even from Africa coming to apply for the program, they might have some form of
Yeah.
"Hmm,
Sure.
maybe we'll see someone and
Sure.
another guy that will be
Like
as
him.
like
Yeah.
good like this." Yes.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
So really was a wonderful response. Thank you for that.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay, so Priska says a great platform indeed. Thank you. Thank you. Sodiq, your namesake. Says, I'm happy to hear from you, Mr. Ambali. Okay. Watson said, do you have a Telegram or WhatsApp group to share insights on graduate school applications? I personally don't. Um,
So I don't. But I think there are some WhatsApp groups I joined back then when I was in Nigeria. There's this HISF. I don't
okay.
even know the full name, but HISF. So you can one of the admins is Scholar Theorem. So I don't even know how, but I got to meet him. Then he added me to the group. So the group's like they won't just add you to the group. You need like an international passport just to show seriousness. Like, yeah, I'm serious to do this thing. Then you're going to like introduce yourself, show them, okay, this is who I am, blah blah blah. So HISF, and also there's this platform too. I joined FCLN, like First Class Leaders Network. Yeah. So if I
Were
first
you
class,
there? I was there
yeah, yeah,
too.
there's, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
So if I first class student, I need
oh
like a lot.
nice.
Just message me on LinkedIn. I'm going to talk to the admins and you usually get added. But for the HISF, like yeah, I can also like connect like people with the admins too. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So people that are interested in that, I would also drop your LinkedIn later on, yeah, so that you can see that. Okay, you can reach out to him and
Yeah.
he would speak the word for you to get you added to some of these groups. Okay, Olawale says, I want to ask Mr. Ambali that how many schools are advisable to apply to?
I don't even think like there's like a magic number. Like yeah, apply to seven. Seven is like a sign of good luck. Or apply to two. Apply to three. No, no, no. I think a lot of things are going to determine that your financing because there are some schools you actually want to apply to, but there is no application fee waiver. And if you are still in Nigeria, the exchange rate will be so frustrating.
Hi. Yeah.
So number one is your pocket. How big or lean is it? So you have to like look at that. But that should not even discourage you too. There are a lot of application fee waivers. Just sometimes I
Yeah.
just check Twitter. I just go to Twitter, I just do APP waiver or APP fee waiver. Like people have made a lot of comment on that. And those groups too, people share a lot of application fee waiver code. And there are some schools too, when you send them an email, I remember that my application to Cornell, I didn't pay. I just sent them an email telling them, I'm from Sub-Saharan Africa. I don't have money. Help me. Blah, blah. And they're, oh, okay, no problem. You can apply. We want you guys. So, like, one, your finances will surely determine how many schools you want to apply to. Two, your fit with, don't just send in applications. The school you're applying to, do you have like a very good fit or a perfect fit with a lecturer there? Like maybe I want to apply to Nzube school because Nzube is there, but the lecturers there, their research does not fit into what I want to do or
Right.
what I have in my SOP. I surely will not get admitted but my chances of getting admission is very
It's
low.
lower. Mm.
Yeah, look for schools, look for faculty members. Is there any faculty member that I think this person's research aligns so well with mine? Yeah. So your finance, fit, and maybe information too. You like because you just won't start submitting application anywhere. You need information. Okay, this school. There are some schools you feel like this school. I don't think I'm going to get funding here. So like you need a lot of information. So like once you apply to the school, you will surely get funded and the like. So I don't think there's a magic number. Just to answer your question,
I
there's no
agree
magic.
with you. I honestly agree with you. I really don't think there's a magic number too.
Yeah, no,
Um, Chimendu that was here last week for her master, she only applied to one university, Bowling Green. Got scholarship, got admission. So there are really so many factors,
yeah,
honestly. But when you usually when people come and they now want to do another application, it's now more aggressive.
yeah.
Yeah. So when you came, when you came, you applied to six. She now applied for a PhD to eight. So you can imagine
The,
1 and 8.
because I think the thing also is like the admission rate of PhD is very low because there's
Yes,
some
yes, yes. That's true.
cohort,
It's more competitive than masters.
yeah, it's more competitive. There are just some PhD cohort that will just have five, three, and also it's very very specific. You will be tied to a lecturer, you'll be tied to a faculty member. But for masters, you are mostly seen as a generalist. So just come in. So
Okay, so I think a very good response to this question would be, if you're doing masters, apply to as many as you can. Hopefully three, hopefully five. But if you are doing PhD, plan to apply for more because it's for sure more competitive.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Really nice. Really nice. Okay. Then Packers Design said, okay, thank you. I appreciate that was for your response on the sending recommendation
Okay, recommendation letter. Yeah.
recommendation letters. Okay. So any final advice to anyone who also wants to study abroad on a scholarship like you, has gotten like for masters, for PhD, multiple. So any final advice to anyone?
I just say number one, go to Bafimalo University Ife. You'll be taught by Dr. Shiavadi and the likes. Well, that's just on a lighter note. I'm just joking. Just joking. So, basically, but if you can, please, if you can, go to OAU, like, go to OAU if you can. But, like,
But some of them are already done now with first
yeah,
degree.
yeah, 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 that's possible. But maybe you can just do like a second degree also. But I'm just joking. So, basically, my advice is just live your life, live your life. Applications, scholarships, admissions, all these are just like one in all. This does not like make the whole part of your life. This is just like a part of your life. And this also like a means to an end. The end is like a bigger thing. Maybe you want to become a lecturer, you want to have a PhD, you want to get a great job. So, or you want to leave Nigeria to like chase maybe higher or bigger things. All these are just like a means to an end. Don't pause other part of your life to achieve this. Don't say, I'm not going to work. It's just admission. I'm not going to. I'm not going to. Maybe you even have offer of maybe going for your masters in Nigeria. Don't say no, no, I'm not going for my masters in Nigeria until like you don't need to pause your life. Like I was doing my
Yes.
master of public policy
Mm.
at the American University in Cairo, fully funded. Because of COVID, I was still in Nigeria. So, and it even like helps in the application. Like, okay, for you to get admission for your masters, you can put it there. For you to get admission, for you to be doing this thing, for you to get a job, then
Yeah.
we help you. So don't pause your life or don't pause any aspect of your life for admission or scholarship. You can do both together. Everything can work together because this is just like a means to an end. So don't destroy other thing because of this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a really wonderful advice. Don't pause your life because you're doing this. Even me as well. Like when I had the whole several denials that was happening, I started a master's degree in mathematics in Futo,
Yeah. Yeah.
Federal University of Technology. Yes. And while I was still making the plans to travel abroad and doing my applications and all that. So as far as you're making progress, you're developing yourself, that's really all that matters. At
Yeah.
some point, the transition to US will happen
Sure.
if you are persistent.
Sure. Sure.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Thank you so much, Sodiq. For people that want to meet you afterwards, you mentioned two different ways. The first is
My email.
Yahoo, your email. So, ambali.sodiq@yahoo.com. Then LinkedIn as well.
Yeah.
Yes, where they can find you with your name, Sodiq Ambali on LinkedIn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us today. Um, Before we go, I'd just like to say that celebrating 10,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. Thank
Wow.
you so much, everyone that's been a huge part of that journey. We just hit the milestone this week, and it feels too good to be true, really. Starting on this journey, helping people to get scholarships and everything, it's been really rewarding, and thank you. So I released this out this morning. You can go to this link to ask your questions. I'll be making a video answering all your questions. Some of them that I'm not able to go in depth in the comment section on live like this, just make a dedicated video to really answer your questions. And you can just go to this link bit.ly/10k questions. That's bit.ly/10k questions. All right. Thank you so much for joining today on the USA Playbook Podcast. Till we see again next Saturday, keep pursuing your dreams of living a better life. It is possible. If you want my free guide on US scholarships, US universities with 100% scholarships, then head over to get.nzubeohalete.com/full-scholarships. You can see it in the description below. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any episode of the USA Playbook Podcast. I'll see you again.